Let's do this.
Love team. Well, today you are going to discover how society has programmed and conditioned you for scarcity and dependence. But what you really want is abundance and freedom.
That's right. So your programming, your mindset matters, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But we are John and Tara Thorman. We would love if you would crush that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our mission here, we want to help you fix your relationship, improve your relationship with money and with your spouse, and live your best life.
That's right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Put me in, coach.
All right, perfect. Let's dig right into our topic. So all of us have been programmed and conditioned already by society to be broke, indebted, enslaved, dependent, misinformed, sick, and fearful. Gross. Who wants to live their life like that? But what we really want is not that at all. What we really want is an abundance mindset. What we want is to be cash flow positive, to have no bad debt, to have freedom, to be interdependent, okay, to be well-informed, healthy, and courageous.
Right.
So why on earth are these polar opposites? I mean, what we want is not how we are programmed and conditioned. So here's how this happens. We start getting programmed and conditioned soon after birth. And it's because of how we interact and who we engage with that is bringing that influence. We are programmed and conditioned by our family and friends, our education, our religion, our government, the media, entertainment, big corporations, every place that you work, and your life experiences, either good or bad. All of these things are contributing and leading, right, to your programming and conditioning.
Right.
And this stuff forms the foundation of what we call your world view. All right. And the world view is what informs and shapes your beliefs and your values and your behavior. So it's critically important. Your programming and conditioning is foundational to who you are, but also to who you're going to become. Now, the great news is that you can change your programming and you can change your life.
That's right.
To get the change you desire, it's kind of like downloading an app from the App Store, right? You need a new operating system. You need new operating software. So you've got to download that so that you can start the process of change and being intentional to create the person, the beliefs, the attitudes, values, behaviors that you want. Toss out that old, broken, busted ass software, okay, that is dragging you down, and we got to adopt the new peak performance programming. Hey, listen, if you want to transform your life, it begins by being honest with yourself and with your spouse.
Most important.
Right?
Yep.
We got to be honest, okay? And then we can begin the process of transforming your mind. And I love this. I don't know, this is from the good book, okay? This is ancient, all right? But it says in Romans 12, verse 2, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. There's some ancient wisdom for us all, right there. And the way that we do that is by reading good books, by watching great videos, by getting new input, okay, that'll help us to transform and upgrade our thinking. When we renew our mind, we improve our thinking, our feeling, and our choices. So that affects our behaviors, because this is all about behavior, right? We got to transform the way we behave, get new habits to replace the bad ones. But by renewing our mind, it'll help us become wealthy, free, right? All those beautiful, wonderful things that we want so much out of our life, okay? Okay, so the amount of financial success that you will experience in your life will largely be determined by your programming, okay? So we got to get this peak performance programming downloaded and get you working with it, get you operating with it. Now, this is enormous. This is a humongous mindset shift, okay? A humongous programming shift that I need you to be aware of. And it's about finite versus infinite, okay? It's about money versus wealth. And money and wealth are not the same game, okay? Money is a finite game, but wealth is an infinite game. So let me break this down. Let me run through this with you so that you understand it, because it's radically will change how you view your life and your income and all this pursuit of financial success. Okay. So money is a physical game, right? You play the money game to win. We're familiar with that, right? That's the whole sports analogy. It's, the game has got defined rules. There's a start, a middle, and an end. There's a winner and a loser. And you can play multiple games, one after the other, one a week, whatever, right? But money is a finite game. Okay. Now here's the difference. Wealth is an infinite game. There is no end. Okay. You don't play to win or lose. With wealth, you play to keep playing. And how different is that? Mind blown, right? With wealth, you play in order to keep playing. You never want the game to end. It's about you being, are you ahead or are you behind? What can you do to keep the thing going and to get further and to advance more, not win or lose? This is massively humongous mind shift, okay? And if you want to learn more about it, you might want to grab Simon Sinek's book on infinite games, right? So very good. It came out in 2019, so you can check that one out. Now, what I love about this money game is this quote here from Voltaire, all right? He says, each player must accept the cards life deals him or her, but once they're in hand, he or she alone must decide how to play the cards in order to win the game. So the money game is good. I'm not, dissing the money game, but understand what it is. It's finite. There's a start, a middle, and end. You win or lose, but then you can play another game. Okay. I like to compare that to like setting a goal, right? You maybe you have a goal for a certain amount of income, or you want to outperform your rival in the industry or whatever, right? Another salesperson, whatever. But that's money games are good for that, but that's not the wealth game. The money game is short term, right? It's myopic, it's short-sighted. The wealth game is not. It's long term. You're looking at your life, but the generations coming up behind you, right? It's very, very different. So the wealth game, okay, please pay attention. The wealth game is spiritual. The wealth game is infinite, okay? You play the wealth game to keep playing the game. There's no end. It continues on after you. Like I said, you've got a longer term horizon. You're thinking about the generations coming after you, right? And this quote is from Charles Schaeffer. He says, we are never more fully alive, more completely ourselves, or more deeply engrossed in anything than when we are playing. Since the money game is finite, all right, you can't play it with infinite rules. It doesn't work. The formulas are broken. It doesn't happen. So let me pull this up. Let's talk about this a little bit, okay? Here we go. Your work times time cannot ever possibly equal wealth. So the work that you're doing, your job, over a long period of time will never equal wealth. Here's why. You are trying to multiply work, which is a physical resource, times time, which is a limited resource, and expecting an infinite result. Like that's does not compute, right? That formula does not work. It's broken. So the best you can expect from your work, from your job, from your labor is money, not wealth. Okay? We're taking work, physical resource times time, a limited resource. We're going to have a limited outcome, or a finite outcome, which is money. Okay? So that is a big deal. Approach the games as they're intended. Okay? We can't mix them up. Now, let's talk about money, because I'm all about money. I'm not against money. Right? I like playing games. I like winning. Okay? That's exciting. I love it. But it's not everything. So money comes in 3 different types of cash flow. Okay? You've got active income, which is typically your job, your W-2 employment, right? You're trading your time and expertise for a paycheck. Okay? Most people are here. Most people are in active income mode only. All right? But the second type of money is portfolio income. So those are monies you receive from paper assets typically, right? You're going to get dividends, you're going to get interest, you're going to get capital gains. That's the stuff you're doing in the stock market. Okay, that's your portfolio income. And the third type of income, the best type of income, is recurring income. And that's money that you receive without having to be actively involved and participating and managing to get that money. So that's a business that you've got set up, automated, systematized, and have other people running for you, right? That's perhaps real estate rental portfolio where you're getting rent checks every month, but you've got other people managing those properties and you're not there, right? But don't call it passive income. I don't like the term. To me, it sounds lazy. And I don't think that there's anything passive about income. Like, it's serious business here, right? We want to make sure we're managing our money wisely and being proactive and being a good steward. So that's why I call it recurring revenue or recurring income. Now, if you want more money, who would like more money? I think we would all like more money, right? If you want more money, you have to create value, more value for other people than yourself. That's where money comes from. You creating more value. So there's two ways to create more value. The first is through quantity. And this is what everybody's talking about. Work harder, work longer, right? Work smarter, more efficient is what that means, right? But all those things are designed to increase the output of the value you're already creating. Did you know there's another way? There's another way to create more value, okay?
That's good.
Instead of working longer, harder, smarter, there's another way by creating more value, and that's not by quantity, but by quality, okay? So this is working higher. And I learned this from Myron Golden, and I love him. I love this content. And the whole idea that he's developed is that there's 4 levels of value creation. So money is derived from creating value for others, right? So he's got these 4 value creation ideas, which I think are phenomenal. So at the base, the basic entry level, okay, of value creation is implementation. So that's where you do the work, right? You dig the ditch, right? You drive the truck, you do that thing that's creating value. That's a physical labor type of an environment, okay? You trade your time for your physical efforts, your physical labor. And you could expect somewhere between 40, maybe and 80,000 bucks a year doing that. Then you move up to the next stage, and that's unification. And at the unification stage, what we're now doing is we're employing management resources, okay, for organization to get more people to be efficient and effective in doing the work, okay? And you may be able to expect somewhere between $80,000 to $250,000 a year at that level, okay? Then Myron says that he differentiates, he puts like a dotted line through this level, and he says above this, right, is a change. Above this is where you begin to create some wealth. So stage 2, all right, is communication. And in the communication level, what you're doing is you're using your mouth to persuade and encourage people to do things that you want them to do, right? You see this in sales. You can, and the typical range of income here is like 100 grand to maybe 100 million. So you're selling real estate, or you're selling cars, or you're selling insurance, to where you are an A-list actor or actress and can command a huge amount of income by speaking and acting, right? But the number one, the highest level of value that you can create, according to Myron, is your imagination, right? This is the creativity zone, right? And what you use at the imagination level is your mind and your money to create massive more wealth. So this could be maybe $1 million a year to $100 million a year, but it's a ginormous leap forward. So I don't want you to get stuck in thinking, oh, I got to do more. I got to work harder. I got to work longer. There's an opportunity where you can work higher and get more income that way and enjoy a better quality of life that way. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to show you the formula okay, for wealth. What's the formula for wealth? I was thinking about this, and this is, I guess, my working model right now because I'm processing through this a little bit, right? But here's what I got so far. I think wealth, the formula could look like this. It's assets times freedom times fitness to the power of G. All right? So let's break this down a little bit. Assets, all right, are accumulated by taking MS, which is your mindset, multiply it by SS, which is your skill set, multiplied by TS, which is your tool set. Okay? If you take mindset, skill set, tool set, and multiply those together, that'll produce assets. Now, those assets can be speculative, meaning you're hoping that they appreciate in value over time, like a stock, or they can be cash flowing, where you're getting cash every month. Maybe that's rental income properties or bonds, something like that, where you're receiving a check every month, or a hybrid. Actually, the bonds would be a hybrid, right? Because you're getting cash flow, but the bond value can go up or down every month. Right. But so those are assets, okay? Freedom, here's what we're looking for from freedom. Freedom of time, freedom of money, freedom of relationship, which we've enjoyed a lot the last few years. So good, so good. And freedom of purpose, right? Doing what lights you up, what you're most passionate about. So that's freedom. And then the fitness aspect is, because if you don't have your health, you got nothing, right? So the fitness aspect is physical, which we've talked about lots of times. Physical, being physically fit, mentally fit, spiritually fit, financially fit, right? So the number one rule of fitness is never stop exercising, right? This is a lifestyle that goes on forever. You can't ever quit. And the power of G, I love this, is the power of God, right? For real, the power of God. So I got two verses, if you'll indulge me. Deuteronomy 8:18, it says, "But remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms his covenant, which he swore to your ancestors, as it is today." And then the wisdom book, Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 22, says, "The blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it." Give me some of that. Right? That's what I'm talking about right there. So, gang, I know there's a bunch to process here. So I hope you watch and rewatch this and work on digesting this and processing it. But I would love to get your feedback. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. But for real, we have got to change the programming, your operating system. Okay? Because what you've been given, what's accumulated over the first, 20, 25, 30 years of your life is not what you want to get you through the rest of your life. You've got to change out the software to go from a scarcity mindset to a abundance mindset to this peak performance programming is what you got to get on. Okay. And that's what we're going to be doing with our coaching. This is what this is all about. Now, also, I'll let you know, we're not ready for this, but we're doing it anyways. We want to start doing a weekly live show.
On
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Right?
Couples.
For couples. It's called Marriage and Money Live. Right here, we invite you to join us and invite other people, other couples that maybe have questions about how to get along with their finances, how to manage their money better as a couple. But that's part of our mission, right? Fix your relationship, improve your relationship with money and with your spouse. So we're excited about this new live show on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So, gang, thank you so much for joining us. As I said before, please like and share and comment.